Welcome to Living Life, the show that allows you to pursue things that make you happy, curious, and keep you open-minded. This is Living Life on the Empty the Bench Podcast Network. Welcome to Living Life, Sweets, Treats, and Eats on the Empty the Bench Podcast Network. I'm Howie Morgasen. On this episode, it's all about sweet holiday treats. So on the episode, we're going to make some really good stuff. We start out with Hanukkah Crackle cookies, and those are blue in honor of Hanukkah. We then have chocolate-dipped Oreos and pretzels. Yum. And then we start out with usually the brunt of the jokes for the holidays, which is the holiday fruitcake. But we take a new approach. This is a quick holiday fruitcake. And it's not made with alcohol, so the kids can chow down on it too. So maybe a new holiday tradition for you. Then we're going to make peppermint patties. Everybody loves peppermint patties, and they're chocolate coated and they're just yummy. Then we have butter toffee, and if you like the Heath bar, boy, do we have something for you. And then we end it off with a Nut Brittle, which is made of with peanuts and with cashews. Along for the ride today are my two grandchildren, Melanie and Joshua. So make sure you tune in to see them as well. And then I just wanted to remind you, you want to check us out on social media. You can check us out and see what's going on, as long as seeing back issues as well. So why don't we get started and make some holiday fruitcake. The first thing we're going to do is fruitcake. All right, I can hear the laughing, I can hear the groaning. So let's get all of that out of our system up front. Fruitcakes have been made for years, possibly centuries. And there's all different types of fruitcakes. Essentially, the traditional fruitcake has liquor, lots of liquor in it. We're not going to do that. We're going to do what they call a quick fruitcake. It has a lot of the ingredients, but not the liquor. So it lets you enjoy it, and kids can eat this as well. So we're going to make a fruitcake today. So to get started with the fruitcake, we're going to start with butter. So we put the butter in, and we're going to get that going. And so what I wanted to say is that around the holiday times, fruitcakes, you see them in all the gift catalogs that are out there. It is a gift. That is the joke that if you don't like somebody, you get them a fruitcake. But it's been around for a long time, and there are a lot of people that like them. So what we're going to do is make this really nice fruitcake that has all kinds of nice fruits in it. I'm going to show you those in a couple of minutes. But we're going to put this fruitcake together, and we're starting with the butter, which we're whipping here. Okay, now the butter's been going a good 3 or 4 minutes, and I did stop and scrape it down a couple of times, so you might want to do that. And so the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to add the eggs in. So you get a chance to see how nice and whipped the butter is. So I'm going to add the eggs in at the same time. That's fine. So we put in the eggs, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go through mixing again with the eggs and the butter, and they're going to mix together. And again, when this is going on, you let it go for a couple of minutes. You scrape it down to make sure it's all in the bottom of the bowl and getting mixed nicely. And that way, everything will come together the way it's supposed to. Okay, now the eggs mixed in. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in the next set of ingredients here. So first I have some brown sugar, which I'm going to put in over there. Then I have some orange zest. And I have some lemon zest. Then I have some nutmeg. And I have some cinnamon. And I have some baking powder. Okay, so now I am going to mix some more. So these are going to all get mixed together, and then when they are all set, we'll jump to the next step. Okay, that looks mixed nicely, so we're going to turn this off and Make sure when you're doing the mixing that you stop to scrape it down to make sure everything gets mixed in. So now we have the mixed chopped nuts that we add to it. So I'm going to put them in. Okay, so here. And now we're going to mix again. A lot of mixing in this recipe. So we're going to mix the nuts up and give them a chance to get familiar with the butter and the eggs. Okay, so you can hear the nuts mixing around inside there, making a bit of a racket. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get the flour in there. So you can see how this is all coming together, everything. Let's give that a little push. Now, here's the flour. Now, we're not going to put all this in one shot because then we're going to get a cloud of smoke when we turn the mixer on. So I'm going to put about 1/3 of the flour in to get us started. And I will mix that. And then I'm going to put the other 2/3 in. And then when I join you back, then we're going to put the fruit in. So that's pretty exciting. So make sure you stay with us. Okay, so we put the rest of the flour in and got it all mixed up. And then we transferred it to this bowl. And as you can see, this is a pretty sturdy dough that we've built here. And then the last piece we want to put in is the fruit. And so why don't we do that now? So I have the dough, move it over here. And then what I want to show you is what I have here. So this is the fruit. I can't turn it too much because all the juice will come out. But this is the fruit, the dried fruit. And we have in here cranberries, blueberries, raisins, just a nice, and blueberries, a nice bunch of fruit. And what we did is we took this dried fruit and we soaked it in grape juice. So the traditional recipe calls for liquor like rum, but we used light grapefruit juice, grape juice, and we soaked it in here. You want to do it for at least an hour so it softens up the fruit and it gets a little bit of the flavor of the grape juice. So now what I want to do is I want to add it to the dough, but I don't want the juice to go with it. So I'm going to use a straining spoon, which I have here, and then I'm going to put some of the fruit in, and then I'm going to mix it a little bit to get it into the dough. And then what I'll do is grab some more fruit and strain it out. Okay, and then we'll put that in, and then we're going to mix some more. So as you can see, we get all the fruit mixed into it. I think we got one more batch to get in here. So let's grab that now. Let's get all that grape juice out. Put that in. We'll put this over here. And then we'll mix the rest of it. And we want to get it all mixed to make sure there's fruit in every piece of the fruit cake. And then over here, I'm going to do a mini loaf pan. So I have a mini loaf pan over here that I sprayed with cooking oil to make sure that nothing sticks to it. And then what I'm just going to do is take some of the dough, put it in the loaf pan. And so I'm going to put them in the loaf pan. I have a couple of them that I'm going to load up, but I'll show you this one for now. And then what we'll do is we put it in the oven, and the whole loaf recipe is about 1 hour and 10 minutes. These are obviously much smaller, so we're going to watch it and test it with a toothpick. And then when we come back, we're going to show you what this great fruitcake looks like. So make sure you stay with us. Okay, so as you can see, we have our finished mini loaves that are out of the oven, and they are cooling down. We made a test loaf, and I probably sliced it a little too early, which is why it looks a little crummy, but you get the general idea. You can see all the fruit that is in our fruit cake, and now we will try it. That's really good. I don't care what people say about fruit cakes. I like this one. So stay tuned. More sweet treats for the holidays are coming up. Okay, so we're here, and I have my assistant, my granddaughter Melanie. Melanie, say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Okay, so today we're going to do some of your favorite things. So we have Oreo cookies, right? And we have chocolate. You like chocolate, right?
I like chocolate.
Okay, good. So if you can hand me a cookie, you can take a cookie and give me one. Okay, thank you. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the chocolate over here. Okay, and then I'm going to grab the cookie and I'm going to shake off the chocolate. Shake, 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 shake. See that? And then I'm going to put the cookie over here. And then what type of shape did you want to put on first? You have menorahs and dreidels and stars. Pick which one that you want to use.
Dreidel.
Dreidel? Okay. So thank you. You want to help me put the dreidel on over here?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So take the dreidel. Okay. And then put it on the cookie. Perfect. Should we do another cookie? All right. So give me a cookie. Oh, that's a good choice. Okay. So what does it go? It goes plop into the chocolate. And I'm going to turn it over. And then we're going to do what? Shake, 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 shake for the chocolate, right? So I got the chocolate all off. And then I'm going to put it over here. And then again, we're going to pick which design do you want. So we took a dreidel. We have a star. We have a menorah. Which one would you like?
Star.
Star. Okay. So now, here, I'll bring this over to you. Put the star on there. Excellent. You're doing such a great job. Should we do one more? Grab a cookie. Oh, got to get just the right one. Okay, thank you. And then what do? Plop into the chocolate, right? And I'm going to turn it over here. And then I'm going to find it. There it is. Grab, shake, 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 right? Okay, we got that. Okay, and now we got to pick a design. So we have the dreidel and the star. Which one do you want to do now? You want to do a menorah?
No,
You want to do another star? Okay, that's all right. So here, I'll bring it over to you. You can put the star on there. Excellent job. So Melanie and I will continue to dip the cookies, and then we're going to come back and do some pretzels. Is that great? Okay, say, come back, everybody. Okay, we'll see you in a minute. All right, so Melanie, we did the Oreos, right? And those came out great. And now what are we working on? What do you have in your hand?
Pretzel.
Pretzels. So now, thank you for that. So now we're going to put chocolate on the pretzel, right? So we're going to go like this. And we're going to say, let's put chocolate on here. And then we're going to do the shake, shake, shake like we did with the cookie, right? So we take the chocolate off. And then we hold it like that. And then we're going to put it here. And so what do you want to put on? Do you want to put sprinkles? Okay, so here, let's take the spoon. You want to do it with me? Here, hold on to the spoon. Here. You ready? Let's come over here. Shake some on. Okay, now you want to give me another pretzel? Here. Here's a pretzel. Take a pretzel over there. Pick just the right one. Thank you. And then what are we going to do to the pretzel? We're going to put what on it? Chocolate.
I want to know.
Okay. And you want to put some M&Ms on this one? Okay, let's shake this out. Shake, shake, shake. And we'll put it here. Okay, let me do this so we can get closer to you, okay? So we'll put this over here. And then I'll bring it over to you. And then we can take some M&Ms. You ready? Can you help me? Good job. Let's put some on. Okay, maybe a couple. Okay. Now let's do another pretzel. Can you give me a pretzel? You like that one? That's a nice one. Okay, now what do we do to the pretzel? We put the chocolate on the pretzel, right? We layer it on. And then what do we do now? We do the shake, shake, shake. Okay, and should we put sprinkles on this one? Okay, so I'll put it here. And let's say we do some blue sprinkles. Okay, you want to help me? Here, grab my hand. Yeah, perfect. Let's sprinkle some on here. All right, so Melly and I are going to continue working. You want to hand me another pretzel over there? So Melanie and I are going to continue working on the pretzels. Thank you, sweetie. And then we're going to put some more chocolate on. So we're going to do the rest of these pretzels, and then we're going to come back and show you the Oreos and the pretzels. Yeah, you made that with M&Ms. It's so great. So stay with us, and we're going to show you how this all looks like when we're done.
Yes.
Yes. So should we put some more M&Ms on here?
More M&Ms.
More M&Ms? Okay. So you ready? Let's put it down. And you ready? Let's put some on. All right, there we go. All right, so Melanie, look at what we made here. Look at how cool this is. So these are the Oreo cookies. Yep, there's a dreidel, and there's a star, and menorah. Right, we made that. And then we made these great pretzels over here, right? Look at those great pretzels. So I bet you want to taste one of the cookies. Do you? I thought so. So I have some over here. Oh, so you pick which one that you want to taste. Which one?
Star.
Star?
Star.
Okay, here you go. So take a bite and tell me what you think. How is that? Is that yummy? All right. Well, Melanie's going to munch out on her Hanukkah cookie, and when we come back, we got some more great holiday treats coming up. So stay with us. Okay, so I have my assistant with me again, my grandson Josh. Say hello to everybody, Josh.
Hello.
Okay, so we are going to make some blue Crackle Hanukkah cookies. That's a mouthful, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so first what we're going to do is we're going to add some ingredients into the mixer, right? So what's this?
Butter.
Okay, so let's put the butter in. Let me get my spatula over here to help us get all that butter goodness in there, right? Because we like butter, right? Okay, we got that. Then we have this. What's this over here?
Sugar.
Sugar. Let's put the sugar in. You need some help?
I got it.
Okay, go ahead. Excellent. What a great job. And then the last one over there, what's that? That is lemon zest. That's the outside of the lemon. So put that in there. Good job. We got a little more left. Let's get it out. Okay. Now we're going to put the mixer down, right? And we're going to turn it on. And now this, with the butter and the sugar and the lemon zest, we're going to mix the butter all together. And this is called creaming, right? So we put it all together, and this is going to go. And then we're going to add some other things in, okay? Okay, so now the butter and the sugar has mixed well. So now we go on to the next stage. What do we have here?
Lemon juice.
Okay, let's put the lemon juice in. Take your time, nice and easy. Great job on that. Now what do we have here? Okay, so slowly over the top. Go ahead. Good job. I'll take that. And then what do we have last?
Vanilla.
Vanilla. Put the vanilla in. It may need some help. No, you got it. Good job. All right, let me scrape out the last bit because it's a little bit gooey. It's a new type of vanilla we're trying. Okay, we got that. Okay, now we're going to let this go for a little bit, and then we're going to add the next set of ingredients, okay? Okay, so now this is mixed pretty well, right? So we'll turn this off for a minute, right? And we'll lift this up so you can see what it is. Okay, and now what do we have here? Flour. Flour. Let's dump the flour in. Let's make sure we get it all in there. Okay, we got that. And then what else do we have? Salt. Okay, and what's left? Baking powder. So let's put that in. Excellent. So now we're going to put this back down, right? And we're going to start it slow, right? Because we don't want to have a flour mix. You know what I'll do? Actually, to buy us a little insurance, I'm going to take the spatula here, and I'm just going to give the flour a little mix, like that, okay? And that way...
Flour's on here.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so we'll close this now, lock it up, and you ready? Okay, so now the flour is in. So all the ingredients are in there, so we're going to let it mix for a little bit. And then when we come back,
Look.
Oh, you know what? Before I do that, we're going to add a little food color, right? Because these are blue cookies, right? And this is blue food color. So a word of caution, this stains, so be careful with it and handle it carefully. And a little bit goes a long way, so I'm going to start with a small amount, and I'm going to put it into the flour. And you can't see it, but I will show you when we come back that the dough is going to turn color, which is a blue. Josh, if you want to go up on your knees to take a look at that, you can do it. What color is the dough?
Blue.
Wow, it turned blue. Okay, so we're going to let this mix for a little bit. And then when we come back, we're going to put some cookies on the tray, right?
The blue dough.
Right, so say stick around.
Stick around.
Okay. I'm going to reach in and grab a scoop of this. I'm going to put it in here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it around a little bit in the sugar, put the sugar on it, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it into a ball, okay, like this, and then I'm going to put it here, and then you're going to cover it with powdered sugar. So go ahead, with your hands, take the powdered sugar, put it over the top. Perfect. Go ahead, keep going. Okay, and then once you have it, okay, like that, so then pick it up and then put it on the tray. Okay, that's all right. We'll get better at it. You ready? Let's try another one, okay? So I'm going to take my turn first, right? I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to get some sugar on it.
Then roll it.
Like that. And then I'm going to roll it into a ball, right? Like that. And then I'm going to put it here. And then you're going to pick up the powdered sugar and put it over the top like that. Okay. Okay. And then nice and easy, we'll pick it up like that. And then we'll just put it over there. Okay, should we try again? Okay, so let me get some more blue dough. Okay, so I start first, right, over here. And then I'm going to put this sugar on it. Okay, then I'm going to take it and I'm going to roll it into a ball, right? And then I'm going to put it here, and then you're going to take powdered sugar and put it on the top of it. Great. Put some more on it. Yeah, that's it. And then once you have it, gently lift it up and put it on the tray. There you go. Excellent. All right, so we'll do one or two more here, and then what we'll do is we'll finish doing these, and then we're going to bake them, right, in the oven, and then we're going to come back and taste them, right, which is the best part of it, right? Okay, so let me make a ball here. Okay, you ready to take the hand off? We put it in with the powdered sugar. Okay, put the powdered sugar on it. Good job. Oh, you're getting much better. Okay. Okay, now pick it up gently and put it on the tray. Excellent. All right, Josh and I are going to continue working on putting these cookies together. Then we're going to put them in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. And then we're going to come back and we are going to taste these cookies. So tell them, make sure you stay with us.
Make sure you stay with us.
All right, great. All right, guys, look at these great Hanukkah cookies that Josh put together. Melanie, aren't they great?
Great.
They're great. So do you guys want to try them?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Pick them up and try them. Here, there you go. Take a bite. What do you think? Is it good? Is it yummy? So tell everybody, how good is it?
How good is it?
How good is it, Josh?
Good.
All right, so we made our blue Hanukkah cookies, and we also did some chocolates with pretzels and cookies, and more to come. So please stay with us. Now, on with our holiday classics. So we're doing sweet treats for the holidays, and we're going to do something that most everybody is familiar with. You know, those little silver mints, those peppermint patties. You can get them year-round, but especially on the holidays, people like to get them. So it's a pretty simple thing to make. So I think that's what we're going to work with you on today. Now, before I get started, you should check out our YouTube channel, which is right over here. And you can check out Sweets, Treats, and Eats on there and see back episodes and stuff. So why don't you check us out? So now, to get started with our peppermint patties, we start with powdered sugar. A little bit of a cloud there. We're going to use some heavy cream. and some vanilla. This is a tough one. Use my scraper to get that out. Because I started working with this vanilla bean paste, which has really great vanilla flavor in it, but it's a little tough to handle, but we got it. All right, then we have some mint extract. Now, on this, you can use mint extract. Some people like to use peppermint oil, which is really, really strong. So if you can get that, it's worth doing it. And then we have some room temperature butter that we'll put in there. Okay, now what we're gonna do is start the mixer up slowly. And what this is gonna do is form a paste. It's actually a little bit like Play-Doh, if you're familiar with it. And then once it's all put together, which will take a couple of minutes, we're going to cut the patties out of it, so stay with us. All right, so the mixture we had in the mixer is here. We had it in there for about 2 to 3 minutes. It looks a little bit like Play-Doh and acts a little bit like Play-Doh. So we're gonna roll it out now, so we have our standard issue rolling pin. And we have this parchment paper. And what I did on the parchment paper is the recipe says if you draw an 8-inch circle and put it on the top piece of that you're going to roll on. So we have 2 pieces of parchment paper, and I do have a baking sheet here, a silicone baking sheet, because it stops things from moving around. So it's a good thing to have. So I'm going to push down a little on it like this, and then I'm going to take the rolling pin and I'm going to roll out the mixture both ways. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it a little and I'm going to roll it again. And the idea is once you keep it within that 8-inch circle, what happens is that you get the perfect height of the patty. So I'm going to keep rolling this out here, and then when I come back, we're going to cut out our peppermint patties. So stay with us. Okay, so we rolled out the dough or the fondant that we had, and what I did was I stuck it in the freezer for about 20 minutes, and that's what you wind up with. So it's nice and firm and ready to go. I have a 1.5 inch cookie cutter that I am using. If you don't have a cookie cutter, you can cut out circles, whatever works for you. And then I have a little powdered sugar over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push down, okay, and then take it up, and then I'm going to push it onto the sheet over here, and I'm going to keep going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out these circles, and then when I cut them all out, I'm going to put them back in the freezer to get them pretty solid, because then I'm going to coat them with chocolate. So stay with me and follow the adventure of peppermint patties. Okay, so we had the peppermint patties. They were sitting in the freezer for about 20 to 30 minutes. So now they're pretty solid. So we have our chocolate, and we've shown you in previous episodes how to melt chocolate. We're going to put the peppermint patty on the fork, dip it down into the chocolate, and then we're going to hold it up, drip off the excess chocolate. Okay. And then we're going to slide it onto the tray here. And then we'll get another one. Nobody said this was going to be clean. We zip it into the chocolate. We let it drip. And I'm going to continue to coat the rest of these. And then we'll show you what they look like. So make sure you stay with us. Now we're going to make one of my favorite candies, and that is butter toffee. So if you've heard of the famous Heath bar, that is a toffee bar, one of my favorites. So we're going to make some butter toffee today. We're going to put some chocolate over the top and some nuts to make it special. So why don't we get started? So you can see I had the butter going to get us started, and the butter is all melted, which is great. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the sugar, and we're going to mix the sugar in. Okay, so the sugar and the butter are mixing, and now what I'm going to do is add the water, and I'm going to mix it, and now we're going to wait for it to come up to a boil. All right, so you can see it's starting to boil, and I have a candy thermometer, so if you look up a little bit here, you'll see it. And what we're doing is we want to get this to a temperature of 300 degrees, and then once we do that, we'll get to the next step. Okay, so we're at just about 300 degrees here now, and what we're going to do is we're going to pull the thermometer out, turn off this, and we're going to put in the salt and the vanilla. And now we're going to mix it. All right, now it's ready to go, and what we're going to do is we're going to pour it okay, and we're not going to touch it, we're just going to let it seek its level, and then we're going to let it cool, and then we will go on to the next stage. Okay, so we have our butter toffee here, and it's settled, and now we have milk chocolate. By the way, we use dark chocolate on the peppermint patties, if I didn't mention it, because they're sweet because of the filling, so we put the bittersweet chocolate on there. So I'm just going to put the chocolate on the toffee here. Let's start with that. And I have my spatula here. I'm just going to spread it all around. So I'm going to continue to work on spreading this chocolate out here. And then when it sets, we're going to show you, we're going to break it up and put it on a nice platter like we did with the brittle. And we'll run from there. So stay with us. All right, so we have our finished butter toffee here, and we put a nice layer of milk chocolate over it. And now we're going to break it up and put it on a platter. So I'm just going to start cutting into it. And there we go. How's that? And I'm going to pull the pieces up. And I'm going to put them on the platter. And then I'm going to keep working on this. And eventually, we will have all the stuff that we did this week on this episode. And we'll show them to you. So make sure that you stay with us. Okay, so next, we're going to tackle a really cool thing. It's peanut brittle. And peanut brittle has been around for a long time, and it's on the holidays, people like to get it. We're going to do a takeoff on that called Nut Brittle. So we're going to have peanuts and cashews in it. Again, if you're nut sensitive, probably not the right recipe for you. But why don't we get started? Okay, so to get started with our Nut Brittle, we're going to start with sugar, corn syrup. Now, a tip on the corn syrup, if you spray your measuring cup with like Pam or cooking oil, it comes out much faster and everything comes out. And then the last thing is the water. And now we're going to bring this to a boil, which could take a couple of minutes. And then once that happens, we'll continue on with it. All right, so as you can see, the mixture is starting to turn amber in color. So what we'll do now is, just give it another second here. All right, and then we're going to cut the heat. We'll do that now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the butter, and I'm going to add the baking soda, and I'm going to add the vanilla. then I'm going to mix it. Okay, and then when it's all mixed, then I'm going to take the nuts and I'm going to put them in, and then I'm going to mix the nuts. We got a few more here. All right, and then what I'm going to do is slide in the tray over here. And then I'm going to take the brittle and transfer it onto the tray. And then put the tray down, and then I'm just going to just sort of spread it out. Make it thin as we can. All right, I'll keep going here. Then when we're finished, we'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so we have our Nut Brittle, and it came out great, as you can see. It's got cashews and peanuts in it, and it's amazing what you can do with a little sugar when you heat it up. So now, the dilemma is, how do you break it up into edible pieces? And people have tried all kinds of things. So you have the old brute strength method, which you can take some device and hit it really hard, probably damage more of the things around you than the brittle itself. You have small device like this, and then what some people just say is that if you pick it up and you drop it, it starts to break. So what we'll do is we'll break it up into small pieces, and we'll get our platter ready, and then we will show you what all this looks like. So please stay with us. So here we are, the grand finale of our episode, and we made a lot of things, a lot of sweet treats. So let's briefly go through what we did. We made this, this is not your father's fruit cake, and it is actually very good. It's got lots of dried fruits in it. It's got brown sugar, so you should definitely try it out. We have chocolate dipped Oreos and pretzels that Melanie, my granddaughter, helped me with. And then we have the blue Crackle Hanukkah cookies that my grandson Joshua helped me with. Over here we have the butter toffee, chocolate covered. Heath fans, really gonna love this. Peppermint Patty fans, we did peppermint patties and they look absolutely delicious. And then we finished up with a Nut Brittle, which has peanuts and cashews. So we put some really good treats together for the holidays. This is our last episode of the year, so I just wanted to thank all of you that have joined us along the way, and I'm very grateful to that. I want to thank my family who has helped me put these episodes together. And then one more thing, we're going to do a best of Living Life, Sweets, Treats, and Eats, the last week of the year. So we're going to go through some of the highlights of the different episodes we put together. So make sure you look for promotions about that so you can see when that's going to be available. So once again, I want to thank everybody for joining us. One more time, if you want to check out our YouTube channel, it's right over here. And you can get back episodes of Sweets, Treats, and Eats. So once again, have a great holiday and a happy new year, and we'll see you next year. Thanks, everybody. Did we work on the Hanukkah house? Look at all the great stuff we put on the roof here. We got a, what's that?
Star.
A star, and that?
Dreidel.
Dreidel. And let's turn it around and let's look at the other. Look at that front. Look at all the dreidels. And what do we have in the front door? What's that?
Menorah.
Menorah. Very good.
Menorah.
Yeah, let's check out the other side here. And what do we have over here?
Dreidel.
Dreidel and
Star.
star. And then we got these candies over here.
Those are balls.
Oh, those are balls. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the front, look at all the bling that you put in the front entrance.
That's good.
So, Melanie, can you tell me what's here?
Dreidel.
All right, so can we say Happy Hanukkah to everybody? What do you say?
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, everybody.
Happy Hanukkah.
Wave,
everybody.
wave, wave.
Happy